My friend asked me to do this, so here we go.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare.
Okay guys, so as stated, my friend asked me, he's like, hey, what can you recommend a really good first aid kit? And I was like, well, what are you trying to do with it? And so he told me, and I was like, dude, you probably just need to build your own. So without further ado, this is my trauma and boo-boo kit that I keep with me in my get home bag. So to get started, this is my trauma kit that I keep inside of my get home bag. We'll be going over this in detail first. We're going to take this all apart and you will see what's inside of it. This is my boo-boo kit. This is a standard boo-boo kit. It's got stuff. We'll cover this, but I don't think, I think it's just a good idea to know what's inside of it as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the trauma kit. So it's probably a good idea if I just take this all out for you. So the very first thing we're going to talk about is the handy dandy, trusty North American Rescue Cat. I think this is a GSET Gen 7 tourniquet, and this one is in orange. I like this. I like the orange ones because it's not necessary to be tactical, but in the day and age of first aid and 911, it'd be great if they can see this right up front. So this is obviously going to be the first thing we're going to talk about when we talk about a kit. And the simple rule is 1 is none, 2 is 1, and I'd like to have a backup. This is the SWAT T Tourniquet Orange, emergency first aid equipment for massive hemorrhage control. This is actually what they call the SWAT T. I'm trying to see, where's it at? SWAT T Tourniquet. These things are really handy. This is actually easier to open than it looks. And if you need to get training on how to use these, it's pretty simple. YouTube videos can actually teach you a lot. The next one is going to be my my SAM splint. My SAM splint, this is a 36-inch split. These things are super awesome in the field. They weigh almost nothing. I recommend you definitely have one of these in case you end up with some broken bones. They're going to come in handy. The next thing I want to talk about is the 6-inch Israeli medical bandage. These things come pre-packaged. They're actually reasonably easy to use, but you do need to get training on them. They do have a dummy card on the back, but I recommend you at least watch at least one YouTube video on how these things are actually used. And then, let's see, the next thing is going to be the, let's go ahead and knock the scissors out. I've had these for quite a while. I do recommend that you actually get a halfway decent pair of them. These are medical scissors for nurses and EMTs. They're basically trauma shears. These are 7.5 inches. And they're stainless steel. So I recommend you get these. They do make much more expensive ones, but I'll leave a link below for all of this stuff for you guys. These things, I've used these things for like forever. And so the next thing we're going to talk about is the hyphen vent exit wound chest seals. These are actually vented, and they come in a pack of 2. And recommend you get some training on this. Actually, they're pretty simple to use once you know what you're doing. It should not be a problem. Then we're going to move on to the New Trail gloves. I always keep 2 pairs. I wear mediums because you can rip through these things quite easily if you really want to. These are actually the higher quality ones. I believe these are 4mm, but they do the job. I have a lot of these in most of my kits. Let's see here. Bleed stop in seconds. This is basically bleed stop powder. I recommend you get this at the minimum. I do have smaller packages of this inside the boo-boo kit for minor cuts, but these things are actually pretty awesome for stopping bleeding on the spot. They're never perfect, but it's another tool. The next thing we're going to have is our gauze rolls. I always keep a couple of gauze rolls with me in case I have to stuff a wound. These are sterilized, but yours don't have to be. A wound is a wound. If it's big enough to jam your fingers in, then it doesn't really matter if it's sterile or not. As long as you're not packing soil into it. I mean, dirt's dirt, but soil, you're not going to have any problems. This is what they call a self-adherent bandage. And the reason I keep this is because this takes the place of the old wrapping the leg up. Like I would use this to wrap around the SAM splint. You can also cut this. I'm trying to find the edge. These things adhere so well and they're actually reusable, but they're a real pain in the butt. I actually had to go off camera to find the ends of this. It's self-adherent. You can reuse it. It just sticks to itself. It's not sticky at all. Just by its design, you wrap it around whatever it is, and once it reaches another piece of itself, it sticks to it. So now I've got this actually set up to the way it's supposed to be, because this has been in the kit for some time now. These are relatively inexpensive. These are great bandages. They're perfect for replacing ace bandages. Let's see here. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the newest edition. This is called the Cloex Emergency Laceration Kit. It looks just like that. I'm going to put a video like up here someplace so you can see it in action, kind of thing. These things are pretty awesome. You can actually pop this. Let's see. We're going to position, close, and complete. It comes in a 3-piece or a 3 set kit. What do we got? We've got some non-woven sponge. This is for cleaning. This is for cleaning the wound out. This is for sterilizing the wound. And then, where's it at? There we go. And then there's a bandage in there, and then there's the actual Cloex. This is well worth your money. If you are in a situation where you've cleaned the wound out, you know it needs stitches, but you cannot get to a hospital in time to get the stitches. If you don't know anything about getting stitches, if you don't get them within a certain period of time, there's no sense in getting them. This in the field gives you the ability to do that. These are excellent pieces of gear. Let's see here. The next thing I want to talk about is the safety glasses. I keep a set of safety glasses in my kit because when if you've ever got blood in your eye, you know it's not fun. So I do keep a set of safety glasses. You can buy these. They're reasonably inexpensive, and I recommend them be inside of your kit. What do we got here? We've got the tactical combat card. I would definitely read up on how to use this. There's TCCC courses online that you can take. There's also courses and YouTube videos that you can watch on how to use it, and that is the purpose of the black Sharpie. Obviously, you can buy this thing anywhere, but I always use the black Sharpie because it's going to stay on the card. This one I have laminated myself. If you want to, you can print these out from pretty much anywhere on the internet and then laminate them yourselves. But I will leave a link below for a good one that you can purchase that is inexpensive. And this is the actual trauma kit that I keep inside of my get home bag. And we're going to move on to the boo-boo kit now. Okay, so when we talk about boo-boo kits, it's all pretty simple actually. There's only a few key features inside of here that I really want to talk about. The key thing is I want them to be able to integrate. There should be some overlap between these two kits, the trauma kit to the boo-boo kit. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look inside the boo-boo kit and see what we got. First things first, we've got our wound seal. Wound seal is actually pretty interesting. This is one of the overlapping features. You pour it into a wound and it stops the bleeding. It's actually pretty simple to use. We've got the butterfly closures. These are smaller. These are not necessarily going to be like to preempt the needing for sutures, but it will actually close a wound up for a short period of time. I'm going to take these out. We've got our tweezers. Let's just get all of this out real quick here. We've got our tweezers. These are my favorite kind of tweezers. These are called, I think called angle points. And I like them because you can manipulate something to the point, or you can clamp and you can actually see through it while you're working in it. That way you're not actually like trying to get stuff like that with a pointy one where the flat head is on the wrong side. Let's see. Band-aids, standard band-aids. Just go buy some damn band-aids. I like the kind that are, they're meshy, they breathe, and they won't come off when you need them the most. This is LocalPrepper. LocalPrepper is pretty awesome. I'll leave a video somewhere up here is going to pop up on YouTube showing how the LocalPrepper works. Recommend you guys invest in this. This stuff is great for blisters. And then just different sized, larger bandages. That's not a bandage. There we go. Just different size, larger bandages. You can see this is the mid-size bandage right here. You know, it's big enough to do something major with. And then obviously an even larger bandage right here. And then these are what they call non-adherent sterile pads. And basically you use these to scrub out a wound. If you had iodine, you could soak it in iodine and scrub your wound out. You could also use just clean water and just scrub it that way. And then the last thing is a little bit of medication. Looks like one of my lights went out. Last thing is a little bit, oh okay, the light came back on, is a little bit of medication. Like this is an antacid. These cute little, couple of tablets here, a couple of tablets there. They're really hard to come by unless you are, there the light goes again. It's super duper fun. What I recommend doing is actually buying a first aid kit that actually has them in there already and then cannibalizing that kit. I'll leave a link below for a good kit that's only 20 bucks that is loaded with a lot of this stuff already, and then you can update it. This is really weird. I think the battery's dying on my lamp light here, so that's why it's doing that, kind of letting me know. So what have we learned? Sometimes it's better to build your own. Sometimes it's better to buy one. And sometimes it's better to buy one and actually like cannibalize it and make it your own, because you truly know what situation that you're going to find yourself in. Okay, so until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. If you like this video, there's one just like it right here. Later.